Hello everyone, welcome to this session. In this session, I will explain how to solve problems on depreciation. Prerequisite is that you all should know the theoretical concepts related to depreciation. What is depreciation? What are the causes for it? And what are the different methods of solving it? So we have already seen that depreciation is nothing but reduction in the value of the asset with the passage of time, and for that the symbol which we are using for that is dt. So we are using the symbol dt. Next is book value. Once we this reduction in the here D stands for the depreciation amount that is charged for tth year. T is the symbol used for year. D is the depreciation amount. Similarly, we have another term called book value. Once again, it is at the end of tth year. Book value is value of the asset at the end of tth year after subtracting depreciation amount from the value of the asset at the end of the previous year. So book value is value of the asset after considering the depreciation charges at the end of tth year. Now T is in a value of year, any value starting from 0 till n. So I'll once again make it clear when we solve the problem. So let us see the problem now. The company has purchased an equipment whose first cost is rupees 1 lakh with an estimated life of 8 years. Estimated salvage value of equipment at the end of useful life is 20,000 rupees. There are two bits in this question. In the first bit, it's asked that determine depreciation schedule, depreciation fund at the end of various years using A. Straight line method, B. DBM declining balance method or diminishing balance method, and DDBM. There are two D's here, there is only one D. Double D stands for double declining balance method or double diminishing balance method, where K equals 0.2, C SOID method, sum of years digits method, sum of years digits method, and D sinking fund method with I equals 12%. Second bit says that find depreciation charges for 6th and 8th years and book value at the end of 5th and 7th years. So we will see the first bit first, and before that we will take down the data from the problem. The company has purchased an equipment whose first cost is rupees 1 lakh. So data, first cost, the notation used is P equals 1 lakh. Let us not write using words. We will use the digits here. Number 1 lakh rupees. Here the P value is directly given and no other values are mentioned associated with this. Sometimes in the problem they mention transportation charges associated with bringing the equipment into the premises of the factory is 20,000 rupees. Then that 20,000 rupees should be added to 1 lakh. It should be made as 1 lakh 20,000 rupees. Not in this problem. When it is asked so, any other cost associated with the bringing of the equipment and its installment charges, everything. Sometimes they say installment charges are 1,000 rupees. You add that 1,000 to 1 lakh. So all the costs associated with the equipment till it starts the regular production, all should be added to P and should be mentioned as one number. In this case, we don't have those things. Otherwise, those issues have to be considered and added, and one sum should be considered as P. Estimated life of 8 years. Life, let us take it as N, 8 years. Now, estimated salvage value of equipment at the end of useful life is 20,000. So, salvage value is, notation used is yes, 20,000 rupees. Now, with this data, let us continue solving the problem. Determine depreciation schedule, depreciation fund for various years. What is the difference between this bit and this bit? Here it is asked depreciation schedule various years. Then we have to go for table form. If only for 1 year or any 2 years or only 3 years it is asked, be it depreciation charges, be it book value, only 1 or 2 or 3 years asked, not for all the years, then there is no need to calculate for all the years using table form. If you go for table form, you have to calculate for all the years. So that's why if 1 or 2 or 3 years are considered, directly you can memorize the formula and you can apply. So now, whenever it is asked depreciation schedule or various years, then you have to calculate for all the years starting from 0 till 8th year. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that till 8th year. Only depreciation schedule even if they ask also all the years. Various years if they ask also all the years. Or both of them like this in this question, both of them are asked, then also all the years. So now let us see the problem in the table form. So what and all should be there in the table, like column headings. So let us say, now I'll just move page a bit. Now in the table form, let us have, the first is straight line method. So let us have the column year. Year is nothing but T. What is the difference between T and N? N can take only one value, that is estimated life. Only 8. N is equal to always 8. Whereas T can take any value. T can take any value starting from 0 to N. Here N is 8, so T can take 0, T can take 1, T is equal to 2, T is equal to 3 like that till T is equal to 8 possible. What do you mean by T is equal to 2? The values considered for second year. What do you mean by T is equal to 3? Values considered are third year, like that. Next is DT. D stands for depreciation charges for Tth year. If T takes 0, then 0th year. T takes 1, then first year, like that. Next, book value. B I will use the notation at the end of Tth year. That means value of the asset at the end of Tth year after considering depreciation amount. And here in the problem, depreciation fund is also asked. I will use DF. There is difference between DF and D. D is depreciation charges. DF is depreciation fund at the end of Tth year. Now, let us have the formula, because without formula, if you write the values in the table, it is not valid, because you can copy also. So for formula, we have separate marks. Always keep in mind. So even if you go wrong in the calculation, you will get marks for the formula. Now, for depreciation charges to calculate using straight line method, formula to be used is P minus S divided by N. P minus S divided by N. This is the formula. For book value to calculate, formula to be used is B T minus 1 minus DT. What is B? Book value. What is D? Depreciation charges. T we understood. Whatever is here value, that will be T. Means T is equal to 0, then here 0 to be taken, T is equal to 1, 1 to be taken, like that. Now, B, what do you mean by T minus 1? If T is 3, T minus 1 is 3 minus 2, 2. T is 4, 3 minus 1, 3. T minus 1 is 3. That means current year if it is T, T minus 1 represents previous year. T is equal to 4, current year is 4. T minus 1 is equal to 4 minus 1, 3. Previous year is 3, like that. So, Formula to be used for depreciation fund, two formulae are possible. One is depreciation fund of previous year, T minus 1, plus depreciation charges for Tth year. Plus it is, not minus, or P minus, that is first cost minus book value for the current year. Anything you can use, you will get the answer. This is useful when one value calculation is needed, like for the second bit. This is needed when you go for the table form, this kind of calculation. Now, plus point with the table form is, only you have to remember this formula. This formula, irrespective of the problem, this formula remains same. I mean, any of the methods you apply, be it straight line method, be it DBM, be it DDBM, be it SOID method, be it sinking fund, any method, this formula remains same. So those who have problem with memorizing, going for table form is plus point for you. So even if for the second bit, you can go for table formula. A table form, get the values, then you can pick the required values and you can write. Some students do that also, because here remembering formula is very easy. So let us start now. First is 0th year. So 0th year always you should start. So you may feel there won't be any depreciation for 0th year. Very correct. But still you have to start. Reason is we want BT minus 1 for the next year calculation. So put aram se D value equals 0. Never put depreciation charges for 0th year, remember. Here 0 means T is equal to 0. So depreciation charges for 0th year is always 0. Never put any value because time hasn't elapsed at all. There can't be any depreciation charges. Book value. Book value is for the 0th year, it is always equal to P, which is 1 lakh. Okay. This is also in rupees. This is also in rupees. Every time no need to write rupees. This is also in rupees. Once you should write the unit. Now T is equal to 1. So what is the formula? Formula says P minus S by N. 1 lakh minus 20,000 divided by 8. So it comes to 10,000 if you calculate. Then B T minus 1 minus dt. That means T is 1 now. B 1 minus 1, 0. Means B 0. Previous value, book value, 1 lakh. Minus D at the end of first year. This is D at the end of first year. B at the end of 0th year minus. Every time it is like this. So 1 lakh minus 10,000. I will write it. 1 lakh minus 10,000. It is 90,000. This we will write later. Next, second year. Second year, once again, there is no T coming in the formula. Can you make out? P remains fixed, S remains fixed, N remains fixed. So all these values remains fixed. You need not have to calculate at all. And this will be previous book value. For this one, previous book value is this, 90,000 minus current depreciation charges. So 90,000 minus 10,000, 80,000. Similarly, third year remains same. In the straight line method, depreciation charges remains the same for all the years, any year you consider. T is equal to 3. So here to write this, I want previous book value 80,000 minus current depreciation charges. So 80,000 minus 10,000, 70,000. Similarly, fourth year, 10,000, 70 minus 10, 60,000. I will directly write. Fifth year, 10,000, 60 minus 10, 50,000. Similarly, we will have the heading as year, that is T, depreciation charges, book value, and then depreciation fund. Now, till 5th it is over. 6th year, 10,000. We have previous book value as 50,000. 50 minus 10, 40,000. So previous book value minus depreciation charges. 7th year, 10,000. 40 minus 10, 30,000. 8th year, last year, because the n is 8, t value can take from 0 to 8, not more than that. So 10,000, 30 minus 10, 20,000. So we will stop here because we reached the n value. Now I will go back to the previous sheet. So let us calculate depreciation fund. Here the formula is previous year depreciation fund plus depreciation charges. For 0th year there is no depreciation fund. There should not be any confusion. So I am putting the arrow marks. So now for 0th year, there are no depreciation. There already depreciation fund is 0. No depreciation charges. So 0 plus 0 is 0. Here the previous depreciation fund is 0. Plus depreciation charges we have 10,000. So 10,000. Next is previous depreciation charges are 10,000 plus this depreciation charges are 10,000. So 20k. Here 20k plus 10k. K means 1000, 30k. Similarly 30k plus 10k, 40k. Similarly previous depreciation fund plus present depreciation fund 10k, 50k. Next is, we will go to the next sheet. Before that, we'll use the other formula, P minus BT. P is how much? 1 lakh fixed. Book value at the end of teeth year. Now, for 0th year, it is book value is 1 lakh. P is 1 lakh. 1 lakh minus book value 1 lakh is 0. Next is P is 1 lakh. 1 lakh minus current book value is 90,000. 1 lakh minus 90,000 is 10,000. Next, P is 1 lakh. P minus book value at the end of T, that is second year, is 80,000. 1 lakh minus 80,000, 20,000. 1 lakh minus book value at the end of third year is 70. 1 minus 70 is 30. Like that, you can use any formula. Similarly, let us fill it here. So it is previous year, or else 1 lakh minus 40, it is 60,000. 1 lakh minus 40. Book value at the end of teeth year. 1 lakh minus 40, 60. Similarly, 60 plus 10, 70. 70 plus 10, 80. You can just check P minus 20,000 is 80,000. That is salvage value is 20,000. This 20 and this 20 will match. And if you subtract, you get depreciation fund only for straight line method. Now, what is the speciality of straight line method? One is that it has got depreciation charges same for all the years. Secondly, I mentioned while doing theory in one of my previous classes, okay, in straight line method, the depreciation charges remains the same, and that is why the book value remains same. So that is why this column values are same throughout. So now that is the end of straight line method. Now the same problem let us solve using DBM. So I will keep like this so that it becomes easier. Till here straight line method got over. So I will start with DBM or declining balance method, diminishing balance method, all are same. Now this has got also one more name that I will tell you after solving the problem, because with the data let us understand that. Now I have P equals 1 lakh, N equals 8 years, salvage value 20,000 rupees. First value, first cost, estimated life, salvage value, and T is any value. We already know it. Now, table has got the same column headings, year, DT, BT, DFT. Now, for year, first let us write the formula. For BT, formula is, there is a value called K. Okay. In this problem, K value is given as 0.2. Given K equals 0.2. K, or sometimes it's also called as R, okay, is equal to 0.2. If not given, how do we calculate? This is only if not given. Okay. If not given, this is a formula, K is equal to 1 minus S by P raised to the power 1 by N. So if you substitute, but be careful here, 1 by N is applicable only to this, not to the whole thing. I repeat, 1 by N power is applicable only to this fraction, not to the whole 1 minus S by P. Be careful about it. Next is this bracket, no, very, very careful. Not here. Next is, if we calculate, it will be 1 minus 20k divided by 1 lakh and to the power 1 by 8. So you get a value as if you calculate, you will get the value as just a minute. Point 0.182234. 0.182234. There's one more thing. This value, still more, for some more digits it runs. Never round this off. Keep in the calculator. Never round off. Keep in the calculator the whole thing. Don't even stop at 4. There are some more digits, the whole thing. Else all your values will have round off error and the values differ by large amount. So that is why complete thing, while writing if you want, you can take some 5-6 digits and you can round off. But when you calculate using this value, we need this value when we fill the table values. At that time, you have to consider all the 7, 8, 9, however many digits are there. Keep in the calculator as in the memory. Every time call that memory value so that you need not have to type those many digits. If you round off, definitely